Uber under fire again. This as the company tries to reinvent its toxic corporate culture. They got a blast from the past today, coming back to haunt the CEOs. An email obtained from 2013 where Travis Kalanick seemingly laid out, quote, rules for the company's celebration in Miami. And let's just say that it sounds a lot like a fraternity mantra more than just a company trip. Joining me now to discuss, Jillian Melcher and Rachel Campos Duffy. Rachel, let me start with you. For people who haven't seen it, it's pretty salacious stuff. And yet others think that, well, you know what? If it had been crafted by a lawyer, maybe the intent was there, smart, but just the way he put it was incorrect. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, highly unprofessional, immature. You're right. It sounded like a couples, weird swinging couples getaway weekend rather than a business weekend, the way they described what was allowed in terms of having sexual relations with your coworkers and what wasn't allowed. It was highly inappropriate. And as you mentioned before, it comes on the heels of some other instances, both in the corporate culture, but also these rape charges. This is a business that's built on the idea that you can be safe getting into the car of a stranger, and they really need to get this under control, or a lot of women especially, or I have a lot of friends whose kids take Ubers. People are going to stop using it, and by the way, there's a lot of competition out there. There's
a lot of competition. Gina, a lot of pressure, too, a lot of bad news. It's just been a string of negative news from a revolving door in the executive suite, firing 20 employees last week, and then this kind of stuff. It reminds me of American Apparel, which was a hot apparel company. The CEO got in some trouble, sexual-related stuff, and the company went bust.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think we're seeing this happen a lot with startups in particular. They're a little bit, looser collar, summer Friday mood, but I think sometimes you see them crossing a step too far. Now, I will say about Uber, I think they've found themselves under particular scrutiny because they've run afoul of some of the liberal causes. Cab unions in particular don't like them. But we saw this with the company Thinx, too, which was very progressive, very liberal, very activist on social justice causes. Their female CEO, who referred to herself as a she-EO, sent out very explicit emails, came under fire for many of the same controversies, and it's just not getting the same coverage as Uber.
Well, so what are you saying, then? Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's partially political. I think Uber is in the crosshairs, in part because it's a company that liberals don't like.
Rachel, the overarching theme here, of course, is we're seeing a major shift with respect to how companies should treat their employees, particularly when it comes to relationship between men and women. Is that reflective of society in general, you think?
I think so. I think we see that there's a lot more monitoring of that. People, things that were acceptable, 50 years ago in the workplace are no longer acceptable. But also I would say this, one thing that both of the companies that we were just talking about have in common is that they're run by young people. And I think there's a lot of mixed messages being sent to young people. On the one hand, they're being told all the time about what's sexual harassment and what's not acceptable. On the other hand, young people are also being told that, dancing on a pole if you're Beyonce is called empowerment, and watching porn is empowering for women. And I think there's a lot of confusion among the sexes. So maybe it's good that we start to lay out the rules. Maybe also Uber could hire some more women in their upper echelons, and maybe there could be more conversations about that. And by the way, their letters should be drafted by lawyers, not by frat boys.
Well, Jillian, it seems like he did try, maybe in his own way, maybe in his own sophomoric way, do not have sex with another employee unless, and then he lays it out. Then, of course, he comes to the end where he says, yes, that means that Travis will be celibate on this trip. And, of course, that's the life of a CEO.
This was not a well-phrased email.
No, just not well-phrased. That's just, so where do you see this going? Because this is a company with a private valuation of near $80 billion. It's going to be a hot IPO. Where do you see this going? Do they have to clean this up before they go public?
Yeah, I think they have an image problem. I mean, they're really going through two countervailing forces right now. On the one hand, you've got legitimate controversies like this. On the other hand, they've really been dragged through the mud in a lot of capacities. If you look at what happened, for example, with the taxi strike around Trump's travel ban, there was a study that came out today by Ipsos looking at companies and boycotts, and it found that 1 in 3 Democrats, often in urban areas, had boycotted Uber over its perceived political stance. So I think it's very thorny, and the company can't really afford another scandal right now.
Yeah, the progressives hate the gig economy. They really do have a major, major animosity toward it. Ladies, thank you both very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.